All right, good morning, everybody. This is officially my first day of recruiting. I'm here a little bit early, so I thought I would share why I joined the Army in the first place. So, dang man, where do I start? Honestly, I would love to say that I joined to serve my country and be patriotic and all that stuff like that, but honestly, that isn't the truth. I joined for love. So let's start with what my dreams and my goals were. So I always wanted to be a filmmaker. I always wanted to do movies. And I'm in South Carolina. I'm graduating high school. I went to South Carolina State University, and I was just going to school because my mother was like, you got two choices. You going to join the military or you going to college? And I was like, I'm not doing the military. Forget that, I'm going to school. South Carolina State did not have anything pertaining to film. I had no type of avenue, no type of engine, no type of mentorship or anything of that nature to get into that field of what I really wanted to get into. So I was just going to school, blowing money. So eventually, my sophomore year, I ended up taking a break, which turned into me dropping out. And now I'm in Florence, South Carolina. I think I'm working in Sam's Club at the time, and I'm just working. And I'm young. I had this fire in me. I wanted to do film, and nothing was going to stop me. So I spent, if I wasn't working, I was writing. And I'm writing scripts. I'm writing stories, things of that nature. And I got my love of writing from my mom. My mother used to force me to write all the time. My mother used to, whenever I used to get in trouble at school, my mother used to make me write papers on why I did whatever I did, how I'm going to be better at whatever it is that I did, and yada, yada, yada. And it used to be 10, 15 pages long. I'm in elementary school. So when I was in school, when it was time to write these little 2-page papers and these essays and everybody was complaining, I was like, y'all tripping. I got to do a 10-page paper on why I got written up last period. You know, so writing has always come natural to me. My mother always raised me to be vocal, to seek knowledge and to educate myself, and to be able to express myself, especially through writing. So I've always loved to write. So yeah, so fast forward at the time, I'm writing scripts, but either way, like I said, this is back in 2008. This is before social media, the social media craze, before all these phones where you can upload videos and all that stuff like that. I had no engine, no way to get my, like, to even know where to start. So my mother was like, why don't you turn all your stories and your scripts into books? You might not be able to visually show what the stories that you're trying to tell, but you can turn your stories into novels where the people who read it can visually see the pictures that you're trying to represent. And I was like, you're right. So I read a few chapters from different books that was kind of close to the genre of the stories that I was writing, and I turned my first script into a book. It was called Crook Smart, and it was released in 2008, and it did pretty well. No engine, no back, everything was all on me, and it did pretty well. And then right after that, within a month, I wrote my second book, The Senior Year Crooks, and I released that, and they both did pretty well. And then with the money that I got from that, I was able to buy my own camera equipment and things of that nature. And then we hit the ground running. So I had a team. It was me, it was my partner Jay, and my brother, and my close friends and family, and we started doing music videos. We was doing short films and things of that nature, and we was creating a little buzz to the point where I was seriously considering doing that full time instead of working where I was working at. I think I was working at Sam's Club or Walmart or something like that. Anyway, we ended up disbanding and splitting apart, and I still wanted to pursue my dream. So I moved to New York with dreams to go to the New York Film Academy and then NYU, and then start my filmmaking career. My thought process was, I'm gonna meet the right people, I'm gonna network, and my stories are gonna get put out there and people are gonna love it, and I'm just gonna be a star. But it didn't turn out that way. Um, I spent the majority. I was in New York for 2 years, and I spent the majority of my time in New York surviving. I got accepted, and I was at New York Film Academy, but I never got to go to school because I had to spend all of my time making money to survive. So, meanwhile, my brother joined the Marines, my cousin joined the Air Force, and the love of my life at that time had joined the service as well, and they all were doing well. Meanwhile, I'm struggling. I have no money to my name. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm living in a basement, which I think is one of the reasons why I got back problems from sleeping on that couch, and I went into depression. And then life just started passing me by, and I'm in my mid-20s. I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be or where I thought I was going to be, and I had to do something. So I said I was going to join the military. I wanted to join the military because I wanted to have financial stability. I wanted to get discipline, and I wanted to be somebody that the woman that I loved could look up to and respect. You know, I felt like I needed to do something that would make me, you know, worthy enough to be somebody's potential husband. So I joined. Now, I would love to say I was going to pick the Army first, but that's not true either. My brother told me not to go to the Marines. He told me don't go to the Marines, and I respected that. I tried to go to the Air Force, and when I went to the recruiting station, they was like, well, we're not going to have anything available for about a year. So I didn't want to do the Navy. No disrespect to any branches, but I didn't want to do the Navy because I respect the ocean. I respect it enough not to want to be out in the middle of it. So my only option was the Army. So I walked in, and I never looked back. Within that month, I shipped out, and I never looked back. That feeling that I got from graduating basic training was one of the greatest feelings I've ever experienced in my life. We went through so much, and I created so many bonds with my other peers. I endured so much that it just made me feel like anything that ever happened in my life, I would be able to overcome it. Coming out at graduation with the smoke, with the explosion and the smoke, and we coming out, and all our family is there, and they're seeing me, and the music is playing. It was like one of the greatest highs that I've ever felt in my life, and it made me feel like I had a purpose, and it made me feel like anything that happens in life, I can get through it. I went to AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training, at Fort Lee, Virginia, which was a little bit more relaxed. It was more like a college experience. And then I went to my first duty station, which was Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And as soon as I got there, I got word that we were deploying. So my first experience being in the big Army was deployment. And the rest is history. And now I'm here. So that's just a little, I wanted to share a little bit of why I joined the Army. Since then, I have traveled the world. I've been to Dubai, I've been to Spain, I've been to Ireland, I've been to Romania, I've been to Qatar, I've been to Kuwait. I've been all up and down the East Coast. This year alone, before this COVID and even after the COVID, this year alone, I was in Kentucky, I was in Tennessee, I was in Virginia, I was in New York, I was in Florida, I was in South Carolina, I was in Atlanta. You know, I was in Louisiana, and now I'm in Texas. You know, I've been able to experience so many different things. The Army has truly saved my life. I have multiple college degrees that I was able to attain while I am in, and it didn't cost anything to me. It didn't come out of my pocket. Now I have financial stability. I have the things that I want. Pretty much anything that I want, I've been able to get. I got my Charger off the lot, no money down. My credit was horrible before I joined the Army, but one of the things that the military provides is financial counseling. They provide so many different things outside of just money and education. You can get counseling. Like, so I got a financial counselor. It was free of charge, and it's free. And I was able to create a budget and to set up goals that I could meet for myself to better my credit and all of that. And I turned my credit was like 520, and I turned it over to 700 and within a year. And I was able to go on the lot, get the car that I wanted, no money down. But there's ups and downs, just like with anything in life. You know, everything isn't perfect, but overall the Army has changed my life. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have joined as soon as I got out of high school. Honestly, my goals and my dreams have not disappeared, and I'm not gonna stop that. The military doesn't stop me from reaching my goals. So I'm still gonna do filmmaking. I'm still gonna do the things that I wanted to do. This being in the military just gives me the platform to be able to achieve my goals, and it can do the same for you. But yeah, anyway, it's almost time for me to go in, and this is my first official day as a recruiter. I wish you all well, and I hope you continue to watch my videos as I share a little bit more about my life. All right, y'all have a good day.